In the ruins of a rainy night, a man picks up a sword of vengeance. He does not know that this sword will completely change his destiny, nor does he know that the price of revenge will be so heavy. In 1066, William the Conqueror claimed victory, and northern England fell into a bloody reign. Earl Durant slaughtered 100,000 Saxons. The survivors could only live on in fear. In this cursed land, a mysterious shadow walker has appeared. Clad in a black cloak, he walks alone through the rainstorm. 3 of the Earl's soldiers block his path, extorting him for valuables.
This land belongs to Earl Durant. There's a price to pay to travel his roads.
The Shadow Walker remains silent for a moment, then silently draws his sharp sword. A bloody slaughter begins. The first soldier is instantly pierced, blood spraying into the rainy night. The second has not even reacted before the sword runs through his chest. The last one struggles in despair but cannot escape his doom. 3 bodies fall into the mud. The Shadow Walker takes a necklace from one of the dead bodies, carved with mysterious symbols. This seems to be the clue he has been searching for. He continues forward through the desolate forest, his figure appearing and disappearing among the withered trees. In the distance, Earl Durant's castle towers into the clouds. Guards notice the disturbance, and the news reaches the ears of the Earl's son, Artus.
Take some men, find out what happened.
Shouldn't we wait for father's return?
His younger brother, Romain, raises doubts, but is shoved aside by the angry Artus. Meanwhile, the Shadow Walker has ventured deep into the forest. It is hung with Saxon totems, bones and vines woven into mysterious symbols, foreshadowing that this place hides ancient secrets. He continues on until he discovers a destroyed village. Smoke still curls from the ruins, and food in the pots is still boiling, indicating the massacre has just ended. The Shadow Walker scoops up a bowl of porridge, but at that moment, he is surrounded by a group of barbarians. They wear bone masks and hold primitive weapons. The female warrior leading them has a cold gaze. The Shadow Walker is tied to a stake, enduring cruel torture. Just at this critical moment, Romain's army arrives and a bloody massacre immediately unfolds. The Saxon warriors fight back with all their might, but are outnumbered, falling one by one into pools of blood.
Close your eyes, Father.
Romain's men begin to humiliate the female captives, and Old Father closes his eyes in despair. However, the Shadow Walker breaks free from his bonds and instantly knocks down several soldiers. Romain falls to the ground, heavily injured. The Shadow Walker walks slowly toward him, eyes burning with the fire of vengeance.
What do you want? I'll get on with it.
An eye for your life.
Under Romain's terrified gaze, the Shadow Walker gouges out his right eye. Blood gushes forth, and wails tear through the night sky.
Tell your father the gods can no longer wait.
The rescued Saxon woman, Anna, looks gratefully at her savior. However, the Saxons prepare to hold a ritual. They intend to execute this Shadow Walker. The noose is placed around the Shadow Walker's neck. Death is close at hand. But at the moment of execution, the rope is cut again. Anna has saved him. The tribespeople argue fiercely. Some insist on handing over the Shadow Walker. Others insist on protecting him. Anna angrily draws her knife, threatening anyone who wishes to harm him, and the crowd is forced to leave resentfully.
Now go home to your families.
She curiously asks about his identity and hopes he will stay to help rebuild their home. The The Shadow Walker silently throws himself into the reconstruction work, using his strong arms to carry timber and build new houses. During breaks in labor, Anna gently bandages his wounds. Feelings gradually grow between them in their silent companionship. However, the sound of hoofbeats comes from afar. Earl Durant's great army is pressing in. The castle gates slowly open and fully armored cavalry surge out. Meanwhile, in the basement, Artus reports the battle situation to his father. Although the Earl worries about the lack of manpower, he remains confident in his rule. But when Romain mentions that Shadow Walker, the Earl flies into a rage. He realizes this man is no ordinary person and immediately kicks his two sons out. In the Saxon camp, the Shadow Walker practices swordsmanship day and night, his skills improving daily. Anna watches silently from the side, her eyes filled with love and worry. Late at night, the Shadow Walker returns to camp exhausted when suddenly a messenger rushes in. Artus is leading an army in retaliation and is burning Saxon villages.
Anna! It's Artus! He's burning our homes!
The Shadow Walker opens his eyes, the fire of vengeance igniting once more. Cavalry flood in like a tide, flames shooting into the sky. The Saxons pick up their crude weapons, ready to face the final showdown. Artus shouts out a bounty. The two sides clash fiercely, blades flashing and flesh flying. Despite their bravery, the Saxons suffer heavy casualties due to inferior equipment. The Shadow Walker charges into the battlefield, descending like a god of war, invincible. Enemy troops fall one after another under his sword. The defeated Artus flies into a rage out of humiliation, threatening to send a massive army to encircle them. But the Saxons are now united and plead for the Shadow Walker to be their leader. He refuses, only proposing one condition: everyone must obey unconditionally. Artus is taken prisoner. More Saxons come to join them.
We've come to join you.
They actively prepare for war, forging weapons, reinforcing defenses, and moving timber to build fortifications. Meanwhile, at the Earl's castle, a heavily wounded soldier brings back the bad news. Upon learning his son has been captured, the Earl is furious and decides to use the royal tax revenue to hire 6 professional assassins. In the camp, the Shadow Walker warns everyone. The coming war will be even more cruel. He inspires everyone to fight for their home. Anna firmly believes they can win. But Artus issues death threats. Late at night, the enemy army approaches. The Earl's second son, Romain, rides in, scornfully proposing an exchange condition, but it is actually a trap.
I bring an offer from my father. You have my brother. Release him now unarmed, and we'll leave you in peace to continue with your miserable life.
Artus is brought out, but the Shadow Walker sees through the trick at a glance.
When do your father's men arrive?
Stay him! Tonight.
You've brought too many horses.
Romain admits to bringing too many soldiers, tears up the peace agreement on the spot, and issues a final ultimatum before leaving.
Make the most of the hours you have left, Saxons!
By the bonfire, Anna finally asks about the Shadow Walker's true identity. He remains silent. People laugh and cheer, unaware that death is approaching. That night, the two embrace tenderly, as if trying to grasp this final happiness. Meanwhile, the Earl's conspiracy is complete. The 6 assassins are no ordinary men. At dawn, the Shadow Walker wakes with a start, sensing the scent of death. The Shadow Walker grips his dagger, tormented by his brother's curse.
Gods will punish your betrayal, brother. The gods will have to wait.
Suddenly, a sentry shouts, "Enemy at the gates!" The Saxons gather urgently, weaving through the forest to meet the enemy. On the distant plain, a black-robed mage is performing an evil ritual. He is awakening the legendary berserkers.
Release her!
Bloodthirsty warriors, fearless and painless, born only for slaughter. The ritual is complete. 6 berserkers awaken from hell with a single goal:
Kill the outsider!
to kill the mysterious Shadow Walker. Saxon archers fire first, arrows raining down like locusts, but they cannot harm the berserkers in the slightest.
Get back to the settlement.
No,
Just go.
The Shadow Walker orders Anna and the others to retreat, facing the 6 demon-like enemies alone. In the castle, Romain begs to go to battle to avenge his brother, but his father orders him to wait for the signal. In the forest, the battle has begun. The Shadow Walker displays amazing skill, like the incarnation of death, one life for one sword stroke, precise and lethal. Even with their undying bodies, they fall one by one under his sword. Anna watches from afar, burning with anxiety. The last berserker charges, and they fight to the death. Anna disregards the danger and rushes into the battlefield. Finally, the Shadow Walker overcomes the powerful enemy but is heavily wounded, standing breathless among the corpses. Just then, the true final opponent appears. A mysterious knight in full armor leaps from his warhorse, vowing to avenge his father. The ultimate showdown begins. The two top-tier warriors clash fiercely, sparks flying with every collision. After a long battle, the Shadow Walker proves superior, his sharp sword piercing the knight's chest. The knight falls and removes his helmet. It is Earl Durant himself. The tyrant who ruled the North for years has finally fallen under the Avenger's sword. Anna arrives at the scene and witnesses this historic moment. The Shadow Walker looks to the sky and lets out a long roar. His revenge is complete. She confronts the Shadow Walker, revealing the truth. Your father used you as bait for revenge from the very beginning. The Shadow Walker calmly admits,
Vengeance is my only belief.
With tears in her eyes, Anna speaks an ancient curse.
They say a man seeking vengeance should dig two graves, one for his enemy and one for himself.
Before her voice fades, she raises her bow and arrow, aiming at her former lover. Romain learns of his father's death and vows to lead the army in revenge. Romain's army surrounds them. The Saxons, having lost their leader, fall into despair. Seeing her fallen tribesmen, Anna decides to make a final stand. War drums beat, and both sides charge. Burning arrows tear through the sky, and the wooden stake defenses erupt in flames. A second rain of arrows falls, and enemy soldiers are hit. But more step over the sea of fire and rush into the position. A tragic close-quarters combat unfolds. Romain leads the cavalry charge. The battlefield is strewn with corpses, blood flowing like a river. Though brave, the Saxon warriors are ultimately outnumbered and fall one by one. Anna is heavily wounded, but continues to fight amidst the flames, for freedom, for dignity. Just then, the Shadow Walker appears by Anna's side and joins the fight. And Anna, with her own hands, takes Romain's life. The battle is decided. The Saxons have won the victory. Dragging his heavily wounded body, the Shadow Walker comes to the dying Anna. The two sit embracing each other. At the end of life, the Shadow Walker whispers in pain.
I paid a high price for my vengeance. I'm sorry.
Anna responds weakly, her trembling hand stroking his face one last time, using her final strength to say,
You are free now.
She dies. The Shadow Walker holds her corpse, plunging into boundless grief. The revenge is complete, but the price is so heavy, he has lost everything, including the woman he deeply loved. That night, the survivors hold a funeral. Anna is placed on a pyre. The flames shoot up to the sky, illuminating every sorrowful face. The Shadow Walker silently pulls up his hood, turns, and walks into the distance. His figure disappears into the darkness, leaving only an eternal warning. The sword of vengeance is sharp, but it cuts not only the enemy, but also the heart of the one who wields it.